So, simplifying rational algebraic expression. So, in simplifying rational algebraic expression, we just writing the RAE in more desirable form or in the simplest form. Okay, so if you are familiar with the lowest term for fraction, so for example, is we have 2/4. So the lowest term for the 2/4 is 1/2. Okay, another example, we have 10/30. So the lowest term for 10/30 is 1/3. So how do we do so? By dividing it by its greatest common factors, right? For this one, we can divide it by 2 since the GCF is 2. So 2 divided by 2, that is equal to 1. And then 4 divided by 2, that is equal to 2. And this time, we can use 10 divided by 10. So that is 10 divided by 10, that is equal to 1. And then 30 divided by 10, that is equal to 3. So using the same concept, we can find or simplify the rational algebraic expression. So this time it is the ratio of two polynomials. So that means it is a combination of a numerical coefficients, variables, and constants sometimes. So it depends on the given. So let's say we have 9b squared y and then 27b y. Okay, so let's simplify this rational algebraic expression. So first, let's find the GCF, or the greatest common factor, that we can divide for both the numerator and then the denominator. So for the GCF, or the greatest common factor, so first let's focus on the numerical coefficients. So we have 9 and 27. 9 and 27. So both of this number can be divided by 9. So that means our GCF here is 9. And then next is for our first variable, which is b. Yeah, so we have b squared and then b. So to find the GCF, or the greatest common factor for the variable, so we focus on its exponent. So the one with the smallest exponent will be the greatest common factor. Okay, so we have b squared and b. So if the exponent is not written, so that means it is equal to 1. So we have 2 and 1. That means our GCF is b raised to 1, or simply b. Next, we have y and another y. So as we can see, both of them has the same value for the exponent. So that means our GCF is y. So the common monomial factor is 9 times b times y. So using the same concept in simplifying fraction, we multiply both the numerator and the denominator using our GCF. So to get the simplified rational algebraic expression, so first 9 divided by 9, that is equal to 1. So since it is equal to 1, we don't have to write it. Next, b squared divided by b. So in dividing exponent, we simply subtract them. So that means this is b 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1, or simply b. Next is for y here. So y divided by y, so that is equal to 1. And since it is equal to 1, we don't have to write it there. So we have b as our numerator. Next, for our denominator, so first let's focus on the numerical coefficient. So that is 27 divided by 9, that is equal to 3. And then b divided by b, that is equal to 1. So since that is equal to 1, we don't have to write it here. Next, y divided by y, that is also equal to 1. Or we can just cancel it. Okay, so that means the answer will be b over 3. And this is the lowest term, or the simplified rational algebraic expression. Okay, so let's have another example here. We have 16 times m times n cubed over negative 8m squared and squared. Okay, so first, for the first step, let's get the greatest common factor, or the GCF, for both the numerator and the denominator. So let's focus on the numerical coefficient first. So we have 16 and negative 8. So the greatest common factor for this one is positive 8. So we can divide both of them using this number here. Next, for the first variable, we have m and m squared. Okay, so the variable with the smallest exponent is m, and then for n cubed and n squared. So the variable with the smallest exponent is 2, this one, n squared. So that means this is our greatest common factor, or the GCF. Okay, so let's divide our given using our GCF. Okay, so 16 divided by 8, that is equal to 2. And then m divided by m, since this is equal to 1, we just cancel it. And then n cubed divided by n squared, so we subtract. So to divide the variables, we subtract its exponent. So that means n, 3 minus 2, that is equal to 1. Okay, so simply 2n. And then next is negative 8 divided by 8. That will be negative 1 here. And then m squared divided by m, that is we subtract 1. So this will be m. Okay, next, n squared divided by n squared, so they have the same value, so we just cancel it. So as we can see here in our quotient here, the negative sign is on the denominator. So in mathematics, a negative sign in the denominator is not allowed. So it should be at the middle or in the numerator. So that means we can divide both sides by negative 1, like this one. And then, it should be multiply. Sorry for that. So let's multiply both sides by negative 1. So that is 2n times negative 1. That will be negative 2n. And then negative 1m times negative 1. That will be positive m. And this is the final answer. So again, in mathematics, the negative sign should be in the numerator or in the middle. You can also do this one, negative 2n over m. So it is in line with the fraction bar. Okay, like this one. So that means it's either this one or this one, the final answer. Okay, so what if the given is written like this one? Okay, so we have a perfect square here. and then quadratic trinomial as our denominator. So how do we simplify this given rational algebraic expressions? So first is we can expand this one using the different methods in factoring. So specifically how to factor the perfect square. The sum and difference of the perfect square, we can use that method here. So if we expand or if we factor out the given here, so we have x squared minus 9. So how do we do that? So we simply get the square root for the first and second term. So that is x and then x, and then get the square root of 9. So the square root of 9 is 3, and then sum and difference. So if you are not familiar with the different methods in factoring, just please click the link above. Okay, so that will be your link for the different methods in factoring polynomials. Okay, next is we have a quadratic trinomial here, x squared minus x minus 6. Okay, so let's factor out this one. So if we factor this one, this will be equal to x minus 3 and then x plus 2. Okay, now we can simplify this rational algebraic expression using cancellation method. So now we can cancel those terms or quantities with the same values. Okay, so as we can see here, we have x minus 3 here and x minus 3 here. So we can cancel them. We cannot cancel this one since we have different values here. So we have x plus 3 and then x plus 2. They have different values. So that means we cannot cancel them. And if we rewrite this one, we can just erase the quantities. And this will be our final answer. So this is the simplified version of this one here. Okay, so let's try to simplify this rational algebraic expression here. We have first, let's use factoring for this one here. So if we factor out the a squared plus 5 times a plus 6, it will be equal to a and then a. This is factoring quadratic trinomial. Okay, next is we need to write the factors for 6. That should be plus 3 and then plus 2. Okay, so these are the factors for our numerator here. And then let's focus on the denominator now. So we can factor this using common monomial factors. So that will be 2a times a plus 3. Right? So both of them are divisible by 2a. So 2a squared divided by 2a, that is equal to a. And then 6a divided by 2a, that will be equal to 3. Okay, now we can cancel those factors, the same factors here. So we have a plus 3, cancel it, and another a plus 3 here. So we can only cancel one numerator and then one denominator. Okay, and then let's just write what is left. So we have a plus 2 over 2a. And this is the simplified version of this rational algebraic expression. So I hope you learned something today. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below here. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you on my next videos. Bye!